these old mamas.
Starring the Angry Man.
How?
Everything Charleston White said, with the exception of one thing, was bullshit. First of all, the premise was flawed. The reason why it was flawed is because he came at it from the angle, well, you gotta balance out the love that a mother gives. The reason why these boys grow up to be fucked up is not because their mother gives them so much love and the father's love isn't there to balance it out. The reason why these boys grow up to be fucked up is not because of the lacking of what the father isn't there to do. It's coming from the bullshit that they mamas is teaching them. Y'all always come at it from the angle that the mamas is just doing the best they can. They're not. They're pieces of shit.
No,
okay.
A
lot of them are deadbeat mothers. The only thing they're doing is presiding over the child. The child just lives in their house. They're not reading to these kids at night. They're not helping them with their homework. They're not going to the PTA meetings, and they're barely doing what they need to do as far as a job. But the problem is, when it comes to mamas, everybody makes excuses. If the mama has a bullshit job at a diner or something, the story is, you know, even though my mom had to work at a diner and we barely had enough food to eat, she was still a great mother. If that was your father, you would say he was a piece of shit that could have got a better job, but he didn't try hard enough. We make all these excuses for the women. And I'm not I'm not saying there shouldn't be a father in that household. It should be a father in that household. But the thing that y'all are missing is the fact that back in the day, as far back as the freaking 70s, maybe even the 80s, there were women that ended up being single mothers because their husband died or some other goofy shit, and they didn't produce the same type of men. They didn't. The men you see produced today make the freaking boomers look like freaking champions. Make the boomers look like the best men that ever existed. And the reason why is because the mothers do not give a shit in this day and age about actually raising their children. They ignore them. They block them out. When the kid is in the house running around playing, they've mastered the ability of not hearing them. Just sitting there watching Love and Hip Hop while the kid is just going crazy, or they put them outside and say, go outside and play. They're not, motherhood is lacking today, and we keep making excuses for it.
Only from T.P.O.T. Media. Open